evening, everyone.
They're over there.
Thank you all for coming, those that are here, standing in the cold, and those listening live on WCAP. Thank you all for gathering tonight. Given the recent murders in Bondi Beach in Australia by anti-Semitic terrorists, it's so important for you to be here tonight to show that in this great city, we will not be intimidated, and the love in our hearts for all cultures will never be extinguished by hate and violence. I want to thank the Lowell Police Department for being here tonight to keep us safe. City Manager Tom Golden and his Office of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, led by Peter Crew and Rabbi Zalman Gurkow, for organizing this event. Also, all the state and city officials for being here. At this particular point in time, I want to call on Mayor Danny Rourke to say a few words.
Good evening and welcome. Jim, thank you very much for opening us up. I will be brief, weather aside. We're here for a celebration, the first night of Hanukkah. It's a festival of lights, and the perseverance and the belief of what's inside of everybody in order to be better and to do better. Hanukkah started over 1,000 years ago when it was lit. And it stayed on for much longer than I thought it would. It became an inspiration to people. So we're here today to start it again, and we will do each one additional candle or light will be lit throughout the nights of Hanukkah, once again to enjoy and to celebrate. So that being said, I want to announce some of my colleagues in government that have joined me here this evening. We'll start with City Councilor Rita Mercer. Rita, thank you for being here. And City Councilor Wade Janeski, thank you for being here as well. We also have a couple of councils elect that will take in January. We have Sean McDonough, Linda Giron, thank you for being here as well. For our state delegation, we have Tara Hung, Rodney Elliott, and Vanna Howard. Thank you all for being here this evening. And I know that Jim had mentioned earlier, we are joined by the Lowell Police Department, Superintendent Greg Houdon. Lowell Police, thank you very much. City Manager Tom Golden and CFO Connor Baldwin and members of his administration here to come here and to recognize and to celebrate. So thank you all for being here. Jim, the floor is back to you again.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, we want to call on Rabbi Zalman to come up and teach us a little bit about Hanukkah and to help us light the lights.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
I know that it's a difficult Hanukkah for the Jewish community and for the community at large, given what has transpired over the last few days the world over, especially in Sydney, Australia, where the Jewish community was gruesomely attacked while they celebrated the first night of Hanukkah, including also what happened more locally at Brown University. We had military personnel that were attacked in Syria a week ago. And so given everything that's going on, it's a difficult time, but we have to celebrate. The question we have to ask tonight is not so much why did it happen, but what can we do about it? The fact of the matter is that I know that most of us here are saying to ourselves, we're just local residents, there's not much we can do about global issues. And I'm not a global person either. But the fact of the matter is that our ancestors, the Jewish Maccabees in the story of Hanukkah, could probably have said the same thing. They could have said there's nothing we can do. The Greek Empire was a superpower. Nobody could stand up against them. You couldn't fight them, you couldn't defeat them, and they just could have folded their hands and gone home and given up in despair, but they didn't. They didn't. They began to fight, they began to spread the battle for justice and for righteousness and for goodness and for kindness, and the miracles began to happen. First they won the battle, and then the oil continued to burn for 8 days and 8 nights. And thus we have the holiday of Hanukkah. You know what they did in Sydney, Australia tonight? They all went back to the same place to light the second candle. Many, many thousands came back to the same place at Bondi Beach, and I'm familiar with Bondi Beach. I've been to Sydney for 2 years. I spent in Sydney. Right there in that area, Bondi Junction, Bondi Beach, I know the place. The second night, the night after the horrific terror attack, they didn't fold. They didn't cower. They went right back to light the second candle, and they said, last night we lit 1 candle, tonight we're going to light 2. That's the response to the darkness of evil, to spread more light. I know the pain, at least I know some of the pain. The rabbis who were taken in cold blood were colleagues of mine. I know them. I know the Rabbi Schlenger's father-in-law. I know him very, very well. My own daughter's brother-in-law was at the event and took a bullet and is recovering from surgery as we speak. But at the same time, we have to know that we can make a difference. Every single one of us can and should and will make a difference. We begin with ourselves. We begin by recognizing. When the community in Sydney came back the second night to kindle the second candle, of course, they were 15 members short. 15 of their members were probably smiling down at them from heaven. And I'm willing to bet you that they're also smiling down at us from heaven here in Lowell tonight, recognizing that we're here, and we're still here, and we will always be here. We need to globalize the light. I like that phrase. I think we need to globalize the light, the warmth, the illumination, the fire, the passion. And we begin by increasing acts of goodness and kindness. I have over here a cup that has in it many coins, and I have over here a charity box. And I'm going to begin by taking 1 coin out of the cup and dropping it into the charity box. And now I'm going to pass it around to everyone in the crowd. Everyone should take 1 coin out of the cup and drop it into the charity box. And our collective acts of charity and of goodness will come together as one single force of goodness. And then we will all go home and teach it to our children and our grandchildren and our nieces and our nephews and our brothers and our sisters and our colleagues at work and our friends and our neighbors. And we won't just tell them to do it. We will be living examples. We will show them and they will reciprocate. And together we will create a force of goodness, a habitual force of goodness and of charity and of kindness. Let's not let even one single person here tonight skip dropping a coin in the charity box. But we have to celebrate. Despite the pain and despite the hurt, we have to celebrate. And we have to sing. Everyone's familiar with the song about the dreidel that was made out of clay? Yeah? Sing it with me. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. Now, I have a lot of other dreidels. They're made of other things. Let's see if we can continue the song. You ready? I have a little dreidel. I made it out of wood. And when it's dry and ready, it spins the way it should. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of plastic. And when it's dry and ready, it's gonna be fantastic. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of felt. And when it lands on gimbal, I get a lot of felt. Yeah, I have a little dreidel. I made it out of bread. I didn't try to spin it. I ate it up instead. Yeah, I have a little dreidel. I made it out of snow. I put it in the oven. Ah, where'd my dreidel go? Have a little dreidel. I made it out of sand. And when I tried to spin it, it crumbled in my hand. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of air. And when I tried to spin it, it simply wasn't. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of mud. And when I tried to spin it, it landed with a thud. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of stone. It dropped on my foot and it nearly broke my bone. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of tin. And when it lands on gimbal, that is when I win. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of money. It was so expensive, it wasn't even funny. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of ice. And when I tried to spin it, it looked pretty nice. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of fruit. I put it on a platter and it looked pretty cute. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of cork. I found it in a toy store somewhere in New York. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of gold. And when it's dry and ready, I'll play it in the cold. You guys are incredible. You ready to light the menorah? Yeah. Let's light the menorah.
Yeah. All right, we want to invite the mayor, the city councilors, the state reps, and the city manager to come up, and they're going to light the shamash, and then we'll light the rest of the candles.
Okay, so before we recite the blessings, we're going to light the shamash. That's the candle right up in the center. That serves as the
Stay clear, it's gonna torch.
All right, let's do the blessings together. You ready? Yes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim l'avoseinu bayamim hahem v'zman hazeh. We'll light the two candles.
Too big. Good job.
Look at that. Lowell is aflame with the Jewish flame of pride and solidarity. Let's sing together. Ma'asor Yeshuvasi lefanav el Dikain beis tefilasi, v'sham taydan nisameach, leyeis tachin amateyach, yitzar hamen haveyach, azekai b'shir mizrayim, adokas hamizrayach, azekai b'shir mizrayim, adokas hamizrayim. I know you don't know the words. That makes it easier for me because that means I can make them up. But I have a different version that you all know. Lie, 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 lie. Hey, lie, 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 Let's go home. Everyone gave up. Everyone took it. Everyone put a coin in the charity box.
On your way out, I neglected to do this, and I'm sorry. Rachel is over at the table from PJ Library. She has some gifts for your grandchildren, your children, whatever it might be. So you want to stop by, and we want to thank her for joining us. And thank you again, everyone, for coming.
Don't forget to take some donuts, dreidels, donuts, and Hanukkah balloons. And if you don't have Hanukkah candles at home, we have free Hanukkah kits on the table. Please take one. And if you don't need one, take one for someone else who needs one.